All right, let's talk about digital marketing. We're going to demystify it today. You know that feeling, right? Where you're just throwing stuff at the wall online, hoping something sticks? Well, if that's you, you're in the right place. We are going to turn all that chaos into a clear, powerful system.
So, does your marketing ever feel like this? Just a random checklist of tasks? Okay, got to post on social media today. Check. Maybe I'll run an ad. Check. Send out an email. Check. It feels like you're just ticking boxes, but deep down you have no idea if any of it is actually moving the needle.
And listen, these are the classic traps. So many of us fall into them. Posting without a clear goal, that's like getting in your car and just driving, with no destination. Focusing on the latest shiny tool instead of your strategy, that's like buying a really expensive hammer before you've even drawn up the blueprints for the house. And the big one, just copying what your competitors are doing, that's like trying to use their map to get to your destination. It doesn't work.
Okay, so here it is. This is the biggest misconception, and it's the most important mindset shift you can make. Marketing isn't just a list of channels. It's not a bunch of separate tasks. It's an ecosystem. A living, breathing system where every single part is connected and actually helps the other parts work better. And this right here, this gets straight to the point. You can create the most amazing, insightful content, but if it just sits there with no clear next step for your customer, it's a dead end. It doesn't lead anywhere. Great content alone just doesn't guarantee sales.
And here's the flip side of that coin. You can throw a ton of money into ads, right? Get in front of thousands of people. But if there's nothing solid behind that ad, no trust, no substance, it's just noise. It's an interruption. Because let's be real, people don't just buy from ads. They buy from brands they actually trust.
And this visual just nails it, doesn't it? This is the ecosystem in action. See how everything, the content, the ads, the search results, the emails, they aren't separate things just floating around. They're all connected. They all flow together. No single piece is designed to work all by itself. They need each other to be powerful.
Okay, so that's the marketing system from our point of view. But what about the customer's point of view? How do they actually experience all this? This is the other half of the puzzle, and it's absolutely critical. To make our ecosystem work, we have to start seeing the world through their eyes. And here's the thing you have to remember. People don't just wake up one morning and decide to buy from a brand they've never heard of. It just doesn't happen. There's always a journey, a path they follow from, wait, who are you? All the way to, here, take my money. Our job isn't to shove a sale down their throat. It's to be a guide for them on this path.
So what does that path look like? Well, we can break it down into 5 key stages. It all kicks off with awareness, then it moves into interest. After that comes consideration, then conversion, and finally, and this one's so often forgotten, retention. So let's dive in and look at what's actually happening in each of these stages.
Okay, stage 1, awareness. This is literally the first hello. It's that moment a potential customer even realizes you exist. Maybe they're scrolling social media and see one of your posts, or they find you on Google, or an ad pops up. At this point, you're a total stranger. The only goal here is to get on their radar. That's it.
So once they know you exist, we move to stage 2, interest. Now something has piqued their curiosity. And this is key. They take an active step. They click to your profile, they watch a video, they actually read what you wrote. They're leaning in. They're basically raising their hand and saying, tell me more. This is a huge deal. They've gone from just scrolling past to actually investigating.
All right, stage 3, consideration. And honestly, this is where so many brands drop the ball. This is the trust-building phase. Before anyone is going to spend their hard-earned money, they need proof. They're asking themselves, is this legit? Can I trust these guys? So what do? They go digging. They read your comments, they hunt for reviews, they look for testimonials. They're doing their homework on you. And if you don't give them what they're looking for, poof, they're gone.
But if you have earned their trust, then you get to stage 4, conversion. This is the finish line of that initial journey. It's the moment of action. They click buy now, they fill out the form, they make the call. They are officially becoming a customer. And see, it's not a trick or some pushy sales tactic. It's the natural result of guiding them and building that trust.
But wait, we're not done. The journey does not end at the sale. So many people think it does. Stage 5, retention, is where the real long-term value is. This is how you turn a one-time buyer into a loyal fan, someone who keeps coming back, and even better, starts telling their friends about you. It's all about keeping that relationship going.
Okay, so let's recap. On one hand, we've got our marketing ecosystem. On the other, we have this 5-stage customer journey. Now, for the magic, we're going to connect the two. This is the part where every random thing you've been doing suddenly gets a real, specific purpose.
So let's just walk through this. On the left, you've got your tools, your marketing channels, and on the right, you see which part of the customer journey they're best at. So, your content, your blog posts, your videos, that's perfect for the beginning, right? For awareness and interest. Now look at paid ads. They're versatile. You can use them for awareness, sure, but also to really push for that conversion at the end. Your website? That's your home base for consideration and conversion. It's where people find your reviews and, actually buy stuff. And then email or WhatsApp? That is your absolute powerhouse for retention. See? Every single tool has a job to do.
And that's the whole point, right there. When you start matching the right tool to the right stage of the journey, you stop guessing. The random acts of marketing stop. It all becomes intentional. You're building a system that's designed, on purpose, to guide people from A to Z and actually get results.
Which brings me to the final, and I would argue the most important rule of them all. This is the one thing that holds this entire system together.
I want you to think of it like building a house. Your strategy, that's understanding who your customer is, what their journey looks like, what your message is. That is the concrete foundation. All the tools, the ads, the social media, the funnels, that's the cool stuff you build on top. But we all know what happens when you try to build a beautiful house on a shaky, weak foundation, right? It all comes crashing down.
And that's exactly what this means. Ads are just an amplifier. They take what you already have and make it louder. If you have a solid foundation, a great message, a clear customer path, ads will be amazing. They'll help you grow. But if your foundation is weak, ads will just amplify the problems and help you waste your money a whole lot faster.
Okay, so let's wrap this up with the key takeaways. Number 1, your marketing is a system, not a checklist. It's all connected. Number 2, your customers are on a 5-stage journey. You need to know where they are. Number 3, every tool you use has a specific job to do on that journey. And number 4, the big one, strategy first. Always build the foundation before you play with the tools.
So, I'll leave you with this. You now have the map. The game has changed. The question is no longer, what should I post today? The real question, the strategic question, is looking at this map, where does my customer need my help the most right now?